Hi there, welcome to my micro workshop. I just wanted to introduce you to my new workspace. This is a 10 by 8 summer house which I've recently had put up in the last couple of months. It's kitted out as well as I can do it to house a micro workshop. I've not had a workshop before, so I'm hoping that this is going to work for me. I just wanted to give you an idea of what we've managed to fit in here. Show you some of the ideas that I've got for improving it and fitting more stuff in. So if anybody has any comments as to how I might be able to move stuff around, get it in a better order, or perhaps even cram in some more tools, but as you'll see, it's pretty crammed in already. So, starting over here, this is my table saw. As you can see, nothing fantastic, but didn't cost me a penny, so I think, all things considered, that's not too bad. I'll put it this way round. The doors to enter the workshop are just here. These are double doors, so that'll open. I can feed through from outside, and then I've got an outfeed table which is completely cluttered up at the moment, just next to it here. I obviously need to raise this up. This is still a work in progress, but and I should be able to feed it onto there. It's not going to be big enough to fit a full 8-foot length of plywood. I'll have to cut that outside, but hopefully it will do most of the other jobs that I need it to. The outfeed table is also going to have to double as my working area. It's the only open space that I'm going to have. Moving round, there's my bandsaw. As you can see, at the moment it has no blade in it. I'll be doing a video soon about the replacement blade that I've got to go in there, so hopefully we can get that up and running. That was a bargain as well. That cost me £10, so I don't think that's too bad. I know it's very old, but hopefully if we can get that up and running, that's going to work well. Right next to that is my chop saw. That's been a workhorse for quite a few years now. I've positioned it so that hopefully I'll be able to get most of the length of timber to one side or the other. It's quite far forward compared to the other pieces of equipment that are next to it. And next to that is my pillar drill. You'll see none of these bits of kit are professional level. I'm not a carpenter. So these are DIY based tools rather than anything that you'll see doing anything on a large scale. But that's working fine for me at the moment. Moving around, it's my router table. It's got a 1250 watt router in the bottom, and then sitting next to that is my sanding station. It's a firm sander. There's a belt sander on the top there, which is adjustable, and a disc sander on the side. Nestling in the corner over there, just behind this well-placed bucket, is my compressor. There's a tube on that that's going to reach at least twice around this space, but I've got a nail gun on the end of there if I need to put any brads into anything. Just up here below the roof is a small timber store shelf that I've got up there. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to fit something else in the ceiling to be able to house a little bit more timber, because obviously I'm not going to get a huge amount up there. I've managed to get my step ladder up in the ceiling as well, with a very simple bar across there, so I can get that out quickly. And then the good old trusty decorator's pasteboards up on this side. Over here by this other window, I've got my levels hung there, and then some of my saws and other tools I've got just hung along there. I've got a very simple little shelf there for some of the other bits and pieces. There's some clamps on there, some of the safety equipment, and up on that shelf there. You'll see just behind a couple of these there are some magnetic strips. They're a bargain from good old Aldi. There's one there, there's one over there. Just so that I can keep some of my most used tools to hand quickly. And then down below, underneath all of this, are some cupboards which are basically kitchen cupboards from IKEA, and they, although I've got to do something different with this door, they have got the rest of my tools in there, and screws and nails and bolts and just about everything else that I could try and fit in. That's all in these cupboards. You'll see in such a small space, obviously, I'm going to create a lot of sawdust. So, one of my immediate plans, as you'll see the bits and pieces over there, is to create a dust collection system. I've got a 30-litre tub there and a cyclone, and there's a shop vac in the corner there, which is going to get put together with those bits and pieces. In these cardboard tubes here, I'll get one of those out. This is if I can get out. This is 2.5 inch flexible tubing. This is clear. Each one of those is 10 feet long, so hopefully that's going to be enough. I might need to get another one. So that'll be running around the walls. It's clear so that I can obviously see if there's any blockages in there. And I'll be doing a video about the setup of that, how that goes, and what I'm doing about connecting it all together. The plan to connect it all together is to use some blast gates like this one, which I'll put a link to the Thingiverse page below, because this is not my own design. This is one that I found on Thingiverse. This is a 3D printed blast gate and Y connector. So this will sit on the wall with the tube running through the top there, and then down at this end here that will go on down to the individual tool. So I'll obviously need one of those for each of the tools where I'm going to need to extract dust. Like I said, I'll do a separate video on how I've produced those, and I'll go through how that's going to be fitted together. As you can see, this is a small space. The lighting in here is not fantastic for being able to work under, so before I do any dust collection stuff, I'm going to have to make myself a brighter light so that not only can I see what I'm doing, but it shows up better on camera. So I will be making an LED filming light, so I'll do a video on how I'm going to put that together too. I'm going to use some stuff that's easily available on Amazon or eBay, and get that going as well. So yeah, love to hear from anybody who has any ideas about how I can better fit things in here, maybe move stuff around and get it into a better configuration, or indeed any other ideas about how I'm going to be able to make this space work for me. So yeah, I'll try and get that other content online soon, and I'll see you again.